what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. And either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, hit the shit out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now I can't make you do it. You got to look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you're going to see a guy who will go down. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you gonna do?
I do it again. Ain't worried about it. Can't slip. Confident it when I'm chilling with sleep. I lost my dog. Diamond collar with a big ugly face. Man, fame. Circle back to the bay. Hey. Put a late in the kid with the grade. I say easy. Like a bitch. I say
what's going on, America? It's going down. Welcome to another exciting adventure. Father plus son plus football podcast. Season 3, y'all. Still dropping off some of these highlight videos I'm talking about. I'm just saying. It's season 3, episode 15. For those of you that are not from the hood, that's 15. But every once in a while, I like to just talk a little, Santa Ana hood language. 15. It's universal. I am the father.
I am the son. You already know.
What's up, man?
Nothing much.
We were just playing on the intro. First time we've done that. Your full season varsity huddle highlights. What was it like reliving the moments?
It was great. Although it hurts, to know that I'm still not playing right now. It feels good just looking.
Hey, I don't know how you feel as a player, but as a coach, yeah, it's kind of bothering me. I want to play those extra 5 games in the postseason, and it kind of sucks to see some teams that good and doggone well don't want to see us on the field.
No.
But you got to handle the little things.
Yeah.
You got to handle them early.
It's okay. I got one more guaranteed game left.
You got one more. Talk about it.
Peach State Gridiron Classic. Hey, on the team, there's me, Zion, and Jerron. 3 Moreaus on Team Dream. It's me on your team, actually. So, yeah. Hey, we're going to try to go for a 2-peat. We're going to try to go. Well, at least me.
Do y'all know how y'all got on my team?
How?
I drafted you.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I drafted you.
Of course.
I had to be slick how I drafted you because teamwork was about to snatch you.
Yeah.
I was like, there is no way I can let teamwork draft my son. I can't. I just can't. And so, all right. So, hey, we got a lot to talk about. Our special guest today this is the interview you didn't know you needed.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you've been following our work for the last 3 seasons, this is probably one of the most, for me, highly anticipated guests that I have been looking forward to. I love all our guests. Don't get me wrong. But usually I can take a couple days and not think about what the show's gonna do or be because I know I got this guest locked in, blah blah, in X element OP. But when I locked down this week's guest, every day I've been thinking about this broadcast. How is it going to be dope? It's going to be epic. I don't want to leave nothing out. I don't want to turn an hour-and-a-half show into a 4-hour marathon because it can easily be that. Our special guest, Coach Marv, we're going to bring him on in a second. There's so many topics we could discuss.
Absolutely.
We were doing the pre-production. He was sharing some thoughts like, don't share no thoughts. I don't want you to leave nothing on the cutting room floor.
Nope.
Nothing. So those of you who have questions, make sure you drop your questions in the comment section. Yeah, we're going to make that happen. There we go. Mike Pulaski, Coach Mike Pulaski to y'all. Thor. It's funny. It's funny. I was talking about Thor last Saturday. Last Saturday, I went to go pick up some weights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some brand new weights that I have for your off season and preparing for college. Shout out to Dame Game, who's listening in. Mike Pulaski again. Is it Thor? I got to have Thor on the show. Thor will not say Beetlejuice a third time. Did you see that video?
I saw it.
His mom was trying to get him to say Beetlejuice like the third time. He's like, nah.
I ain't going.
Or you know what happens? Not doing it. But I went to go pick up some weights in Belmont, right? And the coach, one of the coaches over there, he's the head coach of the football program, Lincoln High School in San Francisco. And I cannot help but think about him because I instituted a defense that I call Thor, named after Coach Mike Pulaski's son, who I don't think had been born at the time, but we knew his name was going to be Thor. So we called the defense the Thor defense. And South City, who went from a school who hadn't scored points in 2 years, I'm not talking about didn't score points in a league game. They didn't score points in 10 games 2 years in a row. They lost. I came there during the pandemic. Well, I didn't come there during the pandemic. I was hired, and then a pandemic hit like 3 weeks into the job.
Yeah.
So it was not an ideal cultural moment. But when we played against Lincoln and we installed the Thor defense, they got the first win and ended that drought. Thor defense. That's what's up. Did you know that, Seth?
I did.
Oh.
All right,
let's run down to the people what today's podcast is going to be about, and then let's get our guest onto the show.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Guarantee you. All right. Again, Days we want to support the boy. Now listen.
We got some. Hold on.
There are rules for supporting, Seth.
Nope.
There are rules.
No, there's not.
No.
Anyways.
No.
I'm sorry.
They can buy your T-shirt. They can buy your T-shirt, but I'm not matching T-shirt funds. I'm not matching T-shirt funds.
Huh?
Listen, America, I love the fact that y'all support the boy. Whatever you give him, I double it. So if you give him $10, I give him $10. That's how we double it, right? But some of y'all, America, y'all be getting a little reckless. Don't be giving this boy $50.
Put your earbuds in, just
because I'm not gonna keep giving him $50 every time you give him. I think my matching. I think next season my matching is going to be up to a certain number. I should have did that. I should have been smarter. Because that $100 I had to give you, I needed some of that. that cut into my snack budget.
You had to give me 200. It was.
I know.
So therefore, you guys,
they gave you, and then I had to double it, which was another $100, $200. Yeah.
So go ahead and tap in.
But now you can share with the folks about your T-shirt business. I don't mind you sharing about your T-shirt business and them supporting your T-shirt business, but the T-shirt business support that's not doubled.
All right. So this is what we'll do.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So we have these mock-up shirts. We just making these. BSU, Black Student Union, This is what we'll do. For Cash App, if you're trying to buy a shirt.
Well, those are Moreau Catholic. Show it again. I want to see him again.
All right, so there's this one.
There's the black shirt. That's kente cloth, Moreau Catholic, Black Student Union.
There's a green one. Green
version. That's kente cloth.
This kente.
I guess it doesn't matter what color shirt. They can do it on a black shirt, a white shirt, a gray shirt.
Yeah. This one.
That is dope.
I like this one.
That's the MC logo, all black, inside of a gold circle on a pro-black, proud to be black Afro pick.
Yep. But yeah, this is what we'll do. In Cash App, in the description part, you can put for a T-shirt, we can be just double it. Hey, I would say, just double it, but that's just me.
That's what's up. I'm not doubling it.
Well, what do you mean? You would have to double it.
Shout out to Frederick Lee. Came for Coach Lim, but I'm enjoying this so far. Let's get there. Let's get there now. Matter of fact, let's just bring Coach Lim in because it's my guy right here, man.
It's you.
I have a lot of young coaches that I adore. A lot of men I adore. And as a father, I'm always silently, by example, trying to be a father, a good father before younger fathers so that we can all uplift our fatherhood. This brother right here, this brother that we're about to bring to the stage, if I was asked, which father is most like you? Meaning, dead set about his life being lived for his son. dead set about making the sacrifices necessary so that his son will have a platform greater than he had as a young man growing up himself. I would go with my brother, Coach Marv. I've watched this brother move and shake, and he ain't shake and bake. He's a solid guy, and I'm proud to have him on the broadcast today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you now to the stage, Coach Marv. What's up, Coach Marv?
Yo.
Uh-oh, he's on mute. You on mute. We got to unmute him.
Okay. Y'all
There
hear
you
me?
go.
All right. What's going on with my guys, man?
What's happening, brother?
We got the human hurdler over here.
Yes, sir.
You do be hurling a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Seth, somebody asked, how much are the shirts? You telling
All right,
them to
so-
buy the shirt, but you didn't tell them how much they were.
20. Depending on the, I'll say this one will go for 25. This one will go for 30 because it takes a little bit more.
Tell us a little bit more work. All right.
It's a little bit more.
All right. So now they know.
That's what's up.
Now they know. There it is. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Honored to be a part of the Father-Son podcast. Just father-son, anything to me is I'm full support. You know, y'all the dynamic duo, man. You kind of laid the way for a lot of us dads that's coming up and, you know what I'm saying, looking at how it's done, taking care of football, taking care of family and home, and having it in the right order with God first. So it's an honor. This is definitely huge.
Oh, brother, we are honored. We are honored to have you, man. And I can't think of a better guy to have on the broadcast today because we have a lot of overlapping. It's like an X, you know, like Malcolm X. Like we got a lot of stuff over here that don't have, you know, there are private things, but then that chiastic point, that point in the middle, we got a lot of good stuff up in there together. So I'm looking forward to an exciting broadcast. Seth, real quick.
Sure.
Let's run through the topics that we're going to be going through.
College football offers.
All right.
Second team all league running back and DB.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Top 5 questions, son of Coach Marv. Game day visit Stanford University.
Nice.
P State Gridiron Classic. You already know. JV player shout outs and universal shout outs.
All right. There it is. That's what's up. That's what's up. So Coach Marv, of course, you know, college football offers is a conversation that if it starts for you in high school, it's already too late.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's crazy is I don't know if our youth football coaches really understand their impact or what role they play in college football offers. Help me out, brother. First of all, let's tell people a little bit about yourself. You know, I know who you are, but share with the folks, you know, a little bit about yourself, man.
A little bit about me. I started coaching about 9 years ago for the Berkeley Junior Bears. We eventually folded that program, merged with the Seminoles, and created the Bay Area Lions.
Yes, sir.
I'm mentored by Coach DT and Coach Rome, and the likes of yourself. Like I said, I've been doing this for 9 years. I don't consider myself just a coach. I'm a mentor, big brother, uncle, a friend, somebody parents can call on at any time of the day, any time of the night. I'm going to come out and deal with you and help you with your child. And I believe in we family. We coached as a family. Our youth football organization feels and felt like a family. And once we tapped in, we locked in. It's not just a game to me.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up about these different other roles you play.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think most families, they bring their kid and start them playing youth football. And they really come only looking for a coach, a team for their kid to be on, and whatever age their kid has to be, automatically, this is going to be their coach at the youth football level, right?
Right.
But what I don't think a lot of parents understand, and this is what you just lifted, I want to just lift it a little further.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches, and I would say even at the high school level, but it starts at the youth football level. Coaches are never allowed to simply and just be coaches.
Oh no, never.
Coach, now you're a coach. Now you're there, right? Your purpose of being involved is to coach football, the X's and O's.
Yes.
But how much of your time is spent actually coaching versus all of the other things you have to be?
It get crazy. So I mean, you really don't get a lot of time to coach because you're also raising children at the same time, and then you're dealing with parents, which is a lot of times can be more difficult than, because the kids are always good. The kids are going to come. You're going to have them scared. Some of them are not going to know what they're doing. But then we're coaching against the elements. Is where we're coaching at. Is the whole, circumference of what we get. You get a package deal when you get a child, and some packages are better than others. So we have to step in and fill in all kind of gaps, whether it's paying for the kids to play. We get a lot of kids can't even afford to play. We pay to coach. We don't just volunteer. We actually pay. We sacrifice our time. We sacrifice our money. We sacrifice our mental health because we deal with things that a lot of times a therapist should deal with. You know what I mean? But this is not often spoke on because it's just a part of what we do.
I've noticed, and I know this to be true for you, but as a coach, you got to sometimes be clergy.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be able to talk some Bible to some folks. I'm talking about rightly dividing the word of truth.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes a parent, the only way you can reach them in their toxic situation beyond the field, you got to be able to share with them some Jesus.
Got to.
Sometimes you got to be a therapist. Now, I'm not a licensed therapist, and most coaches aren't licensed therapists.
I'm definitely not, right.
But a lot of parents rely on us to provide some sense of therapeutic response to help them adjust to what they're going through daily. Now, they didn't come to the youth football organization for that, but once they got there, they realized, oh, I can get some therapy here too. This is therapeutic. Some cases, you got to be Coach Marv. You got to be security guard.
Oh, yeah, sure. We got stories on top of stories.
When them team moms start getting into it with them non-team moms, you better. When that dad who's had a little to drink before he got to the game don't like the fact that his son not playing well. Now his son is balling compared to how he practiced all week. The son is balling to the coaches, but the dad in the stands, he ain't satisfied because he believes his son is going from 11U to the Pac-12.
To the Pac-12, to the NFL.
Exactly. Sometimes you got to be security. And sometimes you just got to be a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes you just got to be someone that they can vet to because they're still trying to figure out all these thoughts of themselves. Sometimes you just got to be a teacher. Some of these kids, we literally got to sit down and help them with their homework so that their mom or their dad don't pull them off the team.
Boy.
That's a big one.
Oh, that's a huge. I have some losses because of that. But
I'm like, I don't do algebra. If I want to know an algebraic equation, I'm going to Google.
Right.
But I might have to get an older kid. Hey, look, man, I need you to work with this young brother. I need you to get him ready to go in his academics, or his mama gonna pull him off the field.
Yeah.
It happens. We got to be everything. Game. Coach Marv is really a youth life coach. I would agree.
Facts.
From AU to the Raiders. That's
For real. AU to the Raiders.
Exactly. Truth is, the Raiders might could use somebody from the AU.
Man, our whole AU team, we went undefeated 2 years straight. We need all of them in Vegas right now.
Oh, Vegas is catching strays today. I'm sorry.
I'm a Raider fan. I'm die hard. I'm catty. Like, this hurts my soul. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they ain't catching strays. These are facts.
Oh, speaking of that, get Seth back into this conversation a little bit.
Hello.
My boy.
I don't know if you know, Coach Marvin. This is one of the reasons why I want to get you on the show, because I need to be able to bridge the gap.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate goal of a kid playing football should be to become so elite in the sport that their parents don't have to pay for them to go to college.
Hello.
That's my personal position. You're playing the toughest sport, allowable sport, in high school football, in high school football in the state of California. High school football is the toughest sport, period, in the state of California.
Absolutely.
Now, if they allowed mixed martial arts, I would immediately say that's the toughest, because that would be insane. Seeing kids in classes, boys and girls with black eyes and busted kidneys, that would be that. But that's not a sport in high school.
Right.
Football pays more money and has more roster spots than any sport. I'm sorry, you AAU traveling basketball folks. I love y'all. But if you think it's hard for your boy to get a football scholarship, try to get a basketball one. Remember, basketball, they can only give 15.
Right.
Football, I believe now, the Division I level teams can have up to 95 athletes, and all 95 are being paid for being on the team. I was at a game last night. I have a kid.
That's wild.
He's a junior running back for Cal Berkeley. He was on the sideline last night, did not get a snap. Still got to check.
Munyon.
Still got to check.
Is he a former Moreau athlete?
Yeah, former Moreau athlete.
I know who you're talking about. Nice. He was a dog.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I'll call him out. Dean Taylor Chapman.
Yes, sir.
Dope kid. And what was special, now here's where I think Cal Berkeley screwed up last night, which is why I didn't have a problem with him being blown out. Although I ain't mad at Cal, because I know Coach Rolovich has been, talking with Seth, although they ain't pulled no trigger. They need to pull the trigger, because
they need to pull it.
Hold on. Let me help Cal out, just so y'all understand I ain't playing. I ain't playing with y'all.
Don't show that score, Coach. Don't show that score.
Coach Marv. Bam. Who that?
Okay.
Who that?
Oh man, that's the quarterback. Man, why can't say his name?
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck, yeah.
Andrew Luck is now the GM of football at Stanford.
Oh wow. Okay.
So all these recruits were brought in yesterday, and Seth was one of those recruits. At the end of the game and all of the celebration, he took the time to take a picture with one of the recruits.
Yep.
Nice.
Seth, they know, blah.
The big hump.
Hold on. I'll go a few steps further.
Wait, bow.
Hey,
Hold on, I'll go a few steps further.
Hold on, bow. What do we got? Blam. When I tell you we was in the house, that you understand? That's the private entrance of the team and the band.
Yeah.
Right there, saying. The locker room is right to the right.
Yep, the locker room is right to the right on the other side of them tubas.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Seth. Watch this, Coach Lim. Watch this.
I couldn't leave empty-handed. I'll start off small. I got, the recruiting lanyard. That's there.
Nice.
I got my streamer towel split into two. It's pretty cool. We got a headband, stamper on the side.
Nice.
Arm sleeve. We already got the gloves. And the biggest part, where the clip at? We got the hand warmer, man.
Nice.
Hand warmer. Come on now. And I got to go center field.
Hold on. We ain't gonna say it like that. Coach Mark, do you know what the boy did for the first time?
What'd he do?
Woo! Storm the field.
So we're sitting there. They got all the recruits and their family sitting in the home side end zone, right?
Right.
We are surrounded by the student section. They got us in the front, surrounded. So about 3 minutes left in the football game. Now you know how long 3 minutes can be on a football game, right?
Yeah.
Well, all of the students, because the score is 31-10, we know Cal ain't coming back. Stanford still got the ball, right?
Right.
All the students start descending down on us.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm looking around, and now I'm starting to see police officers, security. I'm starting to see them line up in the back of the end zone.
Right.
They're about to storm the field. I've seen this. I've never been a part of it. I said, they're about to storm the field, which means the school's going to get a fine. And I'm telling you, on the field, I'm like, son, I don't know. You got on Moreau stuff. They're going to be able to pick you out if you storm the field. So one of our other assistant coaches is at the game too. He's like, Seth, you gonna storm the field? Seth does like, because I just told him don't do it. And then the coach says, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. So I was like, well, whatever, storm the field. So the game is over. Seth storms the field. I have a video of it. He storms the field, Bar, and the first he gets in, he disappears. I don't even know where he is. By the time he comes out 20 minutes later, he got all that stuff. Athletes is giving it.
Crazy.
But let me stop here. Number 47. I got to find out his name. Seth, you had a very interesting conversation with 47. Tell Coach Marv.
All right, so he's a dude who I got the headband and I got the arm sleeve from.
Gotcha.
Great dude. He said before he gave me the arm sleeve, he said, "Hey man, are you serious about coming here?" I was like, "I'm very serious about coming here. It's just a matter of, if they send me the offer or not. I mean, if they send me the offer, that's automatic. I'm telling you, I would do that in a heartbeat." He was like, "I like that." He was like, "This is the place to be. To be honest with you, no matter what anybody else says, this is the place to be." He said, "Now, no matter where you go, you got to make a name for yourself. But Stanford, if you go to Stanford, they send you that offer. I want you to take it." I'm like, "Oh, absolutely." Now, this dude, he may have been like 6'4", 6'5", maybe like 300-some pounds.
Right.
He's a great dude.
He wasn't 300-some pounds, but he was a solid 250.
Yeah,
He looked like your prototypical NFL linebacker.
Right.
Get some of these comments. Well said. Never heard it that way before. Not really sure what that was about. We moved on from the conversation. Thank you, Frederick Lee. Coach Pulaski. Don't get me started. Coach Pulaski is a Bear fan. I know.
I'm a Bear fan. I'm a Bear fan.
I'm a Bear fan too, but the Bears ain't offered him yet. He did the camp. Y'all loved him at the camp, but y'all ain't pulled the trigger.
Hey, the picture of me in the cab is right behind you too.
Exactly. Wow. Oh yeah, the camp's right back behind me, right there. Where's my thumb at? Right there. You see that picture right there? Cal.
Yeah, Cal.
Dame game. Salute to Seth. Keep putting in the work. Coach Pulaski comes back.
Seth the beast.
The stare down. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
The stare down was at the beginning of the game. It was at halftime and at the end of the game.
We watched them walk all the way over.
And when they had to give the axe back, when Stanford had to bring the axe in the case and had to hand it back over. Cal had to hand it back over to Stanford. Oh,
right.
It was like,
wow.
It was crazy. At first I was like, what's going on? I was like, it's a stare down. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I've actually never been to a big game, so you got to think that was just a treat, even being in the building for the big game. Like, that's crazy.
And that brings me back to DT.
Yeah.
Dean Taylor Chapman. Dean Taylor Chapman's dad, his father, is the only Cal running back in the history of the big game to score 3 touchdowns in that game. And
Wow.
You got his son. You got legacy on the sideline.
Not playing.
You don't get him in the big game.
Crazy work.
Come on, We got all these other guys. And I'm not knocking the other dudes, but come on, brother. Clearly, the quarterback had gotten hurt. The freshman quarterback, he had gotten hurt like midway through the fourth. Game's out of reach. It's already 31-10. I'm thinking, hey, take him out, preserve him. You don't want that freshman, going through a bunch of unnecessary injuries along the way. You got 4 of the quarterbacks. One, Dami Gracia, who won a high school state championship and a JUCO national championship. He's on your sideline. Why isn't he in the game? So there are a lot of things in that I didn't understand. But as we get ready to move on, you know how I knew he wasn't going to get in trouble for storming the field?
How so?
Guess who I saw on the field also? Condoleezza Rice.
Now that's an unusual. That's an unusual name on the field, if I may say so myself.
Condoleezza, well, she's from Stanford,
right?
She's walking. She was an all red. She had her. I think she had on heels, which is kind of weird. But I think she did have on heels. But she was Condoleezza Rice, and she had a great big old dude walking with her, and she just walked right past. Dang, I see that picture right there. I missed a moment.
Yeah, that would have been a moment for sure for the wall. That would have been a wall moment.
But as far as college football offers are concerned, now I had that whole conversation, Coach Marr, for this reason.
Yeah.
You can always appreciate the possibility of being offered. But what we need our young men, especially at the youth football level, to understand, you got to start your offers somewhere. And the highest level of offers is not where you ought to start. That's actually called logo chasing. You in the 7th grade, you in the 6th grade, and you talking about you want to play for LSU. Well, who's the coach? Who's the starter in your position right now? What number does he wear? What if you're a defensive player and you want to go to Alabama? What defense do they run? And what defense do they run compared to what defense you're currently being taught at your youth football team? These are things that I need us to work on to bridge the gap, right?
Right.
But here's the other thing. How is it that you in the 6th grade know more about Oklahoma, you know more about Auburn, you know more about Oregon, but you don't know who Lewis and Clark is? You don't know who Pacific University is. You don't know the difference between Pacific University and the University of Pacific.
Yes.
You don't know the difference between San Francisco State and the University of San Francisco. Right? As far as official college offers, here's what we got. In order. This is what Seth is looking at, Coach Marr.
Let's hear it.
Number 1.
Lewis and Clark.
That's nice.
Pacific University. Linfield. St. Norbert College.
Yeah. So those are his official 4 offers. We love the fact that, Stanford's in the running, but Stanford hasn't officially sent us any paperwork, right? Inviting us to the game and treating us. That's wonderful and fine, but you can't fall in love with that until they
not at all.
writing. It don't mean nothing. So, Coach Marr, you still in the youth game, and you're at the high school games, brother. You were there for Seth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tell us this, brother.
You saw that hurt a lot.
Saw it live.
What is it like to watch a kid just learn how to put his pads on, and then 6-7 years later, he's receiving offers to play college football?
It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, I can tell you this. We can go back. You got Seth. You got Jerron, who's at Morale Catholic. You have Aaron Grant Jr. at Pitt High on varsity. Just played De La Salle. You have King Wade at Pitt High. You got Jamion Bradley, star running back for San Leandro High.
Yep.
Some of these kids we're gonna do the air quotes, were NPR players, meaning some barely got the required amount of plays or didn't play at all. Some of these kids were scared of contact, were scared of strapping that helmet on. These kids are playing under Friday night lights. They are making plays. They are having huddle highlight tapes. They're living their dreams in a game that they once feared stepping on the football field. So for me to witness it and to see these boys grow into young men, it's emotional. But it's amazing. It's one of the most enjoyable things. That's why I attend these high school games. Every Friday I try to go to a high school game. Also, my son is in high school, so thank God he was on JV this year. I can still try to make 7 p.m. games, but it's a rewarding thing. It lets you know that trusting the process and makes seeing them believe in themselves for trusting the process is what is the most fulfilling part about it. I remember Aaron specifically, AJ, his mom wanted to pull him out of football. When he was on Tiny Mites, he was getting overlooked. Mighty Mites, he's playing in the artificial turf. It wasn't until 10U that he got his first carry. And even then, he didn't believe. And I remember DT and Rome telling his mother, your son is going to be a cornerback. Now, he hadn't played cornerback for us. He hadn't played cornerback for anybody. But just looking at his early build, and then he starts running track. He was like top 4 in track in the Bay Area at one point in speed.
I was there. I saw him. Him.
You saw it with your own eyes.
I was there.
Now that speed in football didn't immediately translate.
Yeah.
It was you fast, but you don't play football. You know what I mean? Not yet, at least. So it was me saying, I'm like, DT, this boy is fast. Let's see if we can turn him into something. I've had arguments about getting the boy playtime. Like it just be these things where you just have to believe in these kids, and eventually they'll believe in themselves. You know, everybody deserves a shot. You know what I'm saying? And even down to the offers. Seth, you got 4 for sure offers.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 more than 9 out of 10 kids. That's 4 teams that already told you, we believe in you. You don't focus on the logo. You focus on who wants you, who wants to pay for your education. Football is a tool. This is a stepping stone. This is not life. Look at your dad. He got a gray beard. He hasn't been podcasting forever, and he's amazing at it. Everything he picks up and puts his mind to, he's still growing and elevating as a man. So when you got football, this is just a tool. And if they want to pay, they want to use that tool for you to get your education. Hey, one of them 4 schools, if it's no more than that, you take one of them and run with it. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what Coach Daniels said. Coach Daniels is the president CEO of Recruit_NEGA, which is Northeast Georgia. He's the one who runs one of the greatest nationally recognized national all-star games in December.
Right.
Called the Peach State Classic, right?
Right.
He says this: I don't care how many offers you get. You can only pick one.
You can only take one. You know, that's like a bragging point. 27 schools or so. You taking one and you creating a name and marking your journey through that one.
And you better take the right one.
Yes.
So Marv, let me help you out with some of the recruit game, because this is the kind of stuff I want to make sure we get down to the youth football level.
Yes.
Seth and his entire family, our family, we sat down and we talked about, and we've all as a family been studying this recruit game, right?
Right.
And this is what we have come up with as a family. There's 2 major things we've come up with. Number 1, the first team in a division to offer him, that team has the priority.
Nice.
So right now, we got Lewis and Clark.
Okay.
Lewis and Clark was the first football program to say that man can help us win football games.
We want Seth QUYN Evans. Yes.
What side of the ball do you guys want him on? We want him on both sides of the ball. Now, truth of the matter, in college football, you're not going to play both sides of the ball. But I love the fact that they're saying we want him and we'll do both sides of the ball. Now, Division III, him, yeah, he might be able to do that. But on the day that he got that offer, the track coach came down out of her office and said, I looked at your athletic.net profile. I came down here to offer you in track and field too.
Come on now.
Now football gonna pay him.
Come on now.
Gonna pay him, right?
Come on now.
Well, what happened after that, Coach Marv? Now Pacific University offers him. Pacific University is D3. They play Lewis and Clark, right? But they didn't do it first.
Slow feet don't eat.
Then Linfield came along. Linfield did the same thing at Stanford just did a recruit day visit. Coaches love him, right? Yeah. Winning this program in NCAA history right now. There's no team in the history of NCAA that has more consecutive winning seasons. They're right now at 69.
Nice.
And we were there for the 69th.
Okay.
Right? But they offered him third. So for us, and then 2 weeks ago, St. Norbert in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Now watch this. That's a national D3 school.
Right.
So there's D3 schools. Then there are the national D3 schools. These are the schools that typically year in, year out compete for the Division III national title game. Different level. All D3, but different level.
Right.
Well, our attitude is anybody can be second after they done seen somebody else take the risk.
Right.
So what is the only thing that's going to take the priority over Lewis and Clark? Oh, the first D2 program.
Mm. And
then once you get to D2 program, that's where a lot of your HBCUs come into play. So Alabama State,
nice.
Grambling, Morehouse, all of these schools we've been in conversation with. They've been in conversation with coaches about Seth. None of them have pulled the trigger.
Yeah, that's wild.
You got text messages on text messages. Man, we going to offer this kid. Man, we going to offer this kid. Man, we got to offer this kid. Ain't seen them offers.
Right.
Got to be in writing.
Seth believes he can play D1. But with the transfer portal, what makes you think you're going to play D1 right out of high school when they can go get a 21-year-old who has 2 years of college experience?
That's
so
a fact.
Our attitude is this is where I think we have to upgrade youth football. The idea, especially a kid in youth football right now, the idea of him going from high school into a Division I football program, I would say, and I know there are people who would disagree, absolutely not happening. It's not happening.
What would be your reasoning behind that?
Because are you going to remember everybody on the Division I football program's got to get paid.
Okay.
And your clock starts. You going to bring an 18-year-old, a 17, 18-year-old who ain't never lived away from home, who cannot get alcohol in this country. You going to bring that kid into your football program among grown men where the average age now in football is post 25. College football is older now. Right?
Right.
So are you going to pay this kid and he's not playing? When you can go into a portal and get somebody as good as him? Now, are there going to be the outliners? Yeah. Yesterday, we was at a game where the starting quarterbacks were both freshmen.
Oh, Stanford's quarterback was freshman?
From Mater Dei.
What's his name?
Elijah Wood. He was the quarterback last year on the same team who won the state.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah, I know Cal is playing a true freshman for sure.
And he's out of the
Hawaii.
number one school in Hawaii.
Right.
I played against him in 7-on-7s.
Unless you are
Wow.
the number one person in your position, in your state, chances of you going D1 out of high school and playing, because you don't want to be on the team but not playing.
Right.
Taylor Chapman. He's now a junior. They done went and got transfer guys younger than him.
Yeah, that lapped him. Well, not lapped him, but you know.
You see the point?
Yeah.
Now, what if Dean Taylor Chapman went to Lewis and Clark?
They'd be doing numbers. He'd be on the field for sure.
He'd be on the field for sure. And now Cal will bring him in, and now he's playing.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of high school kids are going to have to learn that you're going to have to put in some work somewhere else. Well, Coach Dion, we from California. Why don't we just go to a JC? This is the newest information I've got on JCs. You ready?
Let's go.
Division II and Division I programs are asking if you went to a JC, they want to know why. Think about that, Coach Mar. Think about why they would be asking, why did you go to a JC out of high school? You couldn't get an NAIA. You couldn't go to D3. You couldn't go to D2. You had to go out of high school to a JC. They want to know why.
Right.
Well, that's going to pose a lot of problems. Did you not believe in yourself? Was you not willing to bet on yourself?
Did you not have grades? Did you not? It's a few different reasons, right?
It's a few different reasons, right? Now, maybe none of them are true for you.
Right.
All that you got to go. And that's if a coach is really interested. Most of these coaches, most recruiters, I'm going to say this, Coach, most recruiters are lazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why our attitude is whoever's first in the division, that's who we rolling with. Because they mean they've done all their homework. They know you don't have any offers at this division, but they believe you can do it.
Right.
Let me add this to it, Coach Marv. HBCUs are having a hard time dealing with this whole recruiting situation because they're training athletes, right?
Right.
And then Alabama comes along and puts them in a portal, or when they go into the portal, Alabama gives them some NIL money to take them out.
Oh yeah, they can't compete.
So if you got a dog at the HBCU, chances of keeping him are very slim because the PWIs are going to come along, predominantly white
institutions, right?
They're going to come along and pay that young man some money to come play for them.
Get him right up out of there.
Now, he was developed at an HBCU, but they're paying him money to put that on their field because they want to win a national championship.
Right.
He's fired over this stuff. So what we said as a family, Coach Marv, if a PWI comes along while Seth is at an HBCU and they offer him an NIL deal, you got to understand that's going to be a significant NIL deal. Whatever the amount of the NIL deal is,
right?
10% of it, 10% of it, we're going to give it back to the HBCU who trusted him.
No, that's nice. That's
so I'm like Morehouse, Alabama State, Morgan State, all these HBCUs who are talking about. Look, we know we coming there, and we know that once the boy balls out, chances are he's going to leave.
Right.
But he's not leaving for a parallel division. He's not leaving to go down a division. He's only leaving to go up because they're going to pay him. But he's going to take the money, and 10% of it, he's going to gift it to the institution that gave him the shot.
That's a win-win.
Dope. And that's what our parents at the youth football need to understand. Your boy, he may have ran to the right on a toss sweep, stopped and hit the brakes, and came all the way back to the left, hit the sideline, and then shot back across the middle of the field and scored a touchdown. He ain't going to SC.
Right.
But he could do that at a D3. He could do that at George Fox. He could do that at Pacific University. If he could do that at a D3, they will come get him and take him to the next level. Just can't be too arrogant not to be willing to go to who wants you so that you can go where you want to go.
Thoughts,
And
Coach?
that just might be your level. That it might not be a next level. That might be your story, which is fine. James Kobe, who was coached by Coach Rome, who played in the game in the Snoop Dogg. When Snoop came to the Bay Area, they had that youth football game, and the Texans quarterback was the quarterback for Snoop's team. James Kobe competed against him. He went to De La Salle, played his years at De La Salle, got a full ride to Ferris State, which I think is a D3, a very good D3 team.
You say Ferris State?
Ferris State won 2 championships in Ferris State.
Oh no, Ferris State is D2. Wait,
D2.
Hold on.
Won 2 championships at Ferris State. D2, D3.
I got it right here, brother. Soon as you
sir.
said that, where is it at? I got it right. I just downloaded this. So I'm looking at the Division III, and Ferris State just won yesterday. But I think
they get busy. Ferris State get busy.
Ferris State is the #1 ranked in their division. Division II. I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah, they get busy.
They just whooped up Northwood.
Mm-hmm.
Whooped them.
Hey, I'll tell you what. We can go another step further on this whole recruiting process.
Bring it up. Come on, boy.
Remember we were talking about even if, like, let's say I decide to go to JC. Now, I'm not saying I will. I'm not saying I won't. And if I go, it won't because I have to, because I want to. You know how many like D1, D2, or even D3 washouts are going to be going to a JC, especially in California because it's free. You know, it's just like there's levels to it. It's
Coach, do you remember Jerion Dickey?
Yeah, he from Oregon. He's at DVC.
Yeah. Now, because you know that, can you imagine you got out of high school, had an offer to go to Lewis and Clark, but it's D3. You think you can play D1. So you decide, I don't want to go D3. I'm going to go to JUCO. And you went in the spring and you doing spring ball with him and you getting reps. Now it's the summer and you bulking up and you getting faster. You're learning the playbook, right? You're in there with the ones, with the 1 quarterback. You in there with the 2 quarterback, but it's always the 1s and the 2s, right? And right after the first week of the season, when you got some play and you get in there, you getting your 4 or 5, reps per quarter, right?
Right.
Then the national news hit that Jerion Dickey has been released from Oregon. And then the following week, Jerion Dickey is standing in the locker room and he plays the same position you play.
You're done. All that work you put in, that man about to leapfrog you. It's over with. Yeah. That's how
nobody washes out. Nobody washes out from D1 to a D2. They can hit the portal and go there, but you don't wash out from D1 and land at a D3.
Right.
And so that's why I'm trying to tell high school athletes, you think that you're gambling on yourself going to a JUCO. What happens if a washout shows up from your position? Now you're done. Your clock has started and you ain't getting the playing time.
Right.
Because if you think that coach is not going to play that Division I talent, who knows what Division I practice looks like, who knows what Division I weight room looks like, he didn't make it.
What Division I competition looks like.
Bro, watch this. And a washout is still in a better position on the football field than a high school kid who may have been all league, who ain't played a game of college football.
Yeah, well, Jerion Dickey's like that, period, though. He like that. So he come into your locker room. You might as well just scoot your locker over and keep working. Work on yourself.
And that's been his whole career. When he went to Menlo Atherton, didn't matter how many. He's the guy. He goes to Oregon. Move over. Didn't work out in Oregon. It had nothing to do with football stuff. Now he's at DVC. He's going to be at DVC for a year, and I believe he's going to go to Sac State.
Yeah, Sac State getting some recruits.
Sac State got some dope recruits. And that receiver who's playing this year already knows you might as well hit the portal
because Jerion Dickey is coming and you're not on his level. Let's go to the next subject. Second team. This week, we found out that Seth was named All-League running back and All-League DB. What's your thoughts, Seth?
I'm grateful. I wish this was sooner. Last year, I wish I got, All-League. Sadly, I got honorable mention. It's the first time I've been All-League, so it's a blessing. It feels pretty good, but I would love to have been first team, but you gotta.
No, you gotta embrace that.
I know. That's why I'm like, hey, it's my first time. Hey, oh well. Hey,
beautiful, man.
To get here, so
you know what I told him, Coach Marv?
What's that?
I said, look at the list of all the guys that are on first team.
Right.
For running back.
Right.
Look at all the guys that are on first team for DB.
Right.
How many of them got 4 offers?
Oh.
All-League does not translate into offers. All-League is a prejudicial bias situation whereby coaches get into a room and they do some weird mathematical calculation to decide what kid should be this and what kid should be that. Shoot, the guy who got MVP, offense and defense in the league, got suspended 3 games for getting into a fight against O'Dowd in the first league game of the year. Come on.
And he was the first team this year.
He was first team this year and he was first team DB, first team. He was offensive player of the year and the defensive player of the year. Yet he had missed 3 games in league over fighting.
Man, he must have balled out.
It doesn't even seem like he would even be able to do that, right?
Right. He must have balled out. He must have balled out.
Here's my point for Seth. Bro, your high school career is not going to define your future. Your high school career is just merely working out. Your high school career is your preseason workout to college. Your entire high school career is a preseason workout for college. That's all that is. All right, Seth, you're up. 5 questions from the Sun to Coach Mark.
Bingo.
Let's fire it.
Number one. What inspired you to start coaching, and why? And what keeps you motivated today?
Man, actually, I got tricked into coaching. It was a funny story. It was a short story. DT got away. When I first brought my son to play football, about 5 years old, DT tricked me into coaching Tiny Mites. Now, I had no coaching experience. I was just a fan of football, just like anybody else. But once I got involved, it just, my whole perspective of it changed because I seen how important our role was to coaching. And then I went to a Piedmont game with DT. All of the Piedmont kids at the time that were on the floor, they were playing Bishop O'Dowd. All of the kids that was there at the time were kids that he coached when they was my son's age. So when they seen my son and my nephew in those Bears jerseys, and they was reflecting back, DT, you taught us everything we know. You got these big 6'5" on the way to college kids that's just playing outstanding football. I'm looking at how they were, enamored seeing Coach DT and seeing these Bears jerseys. I'm like, damn, he had an effect on these kids. And with all due respect, these were a group of white kids. Like, we come in the community predominantly black. He coached all of these great football playing kids that I saw that day, and I was like, that kind of changed my whole perspective on it, and I just fell in love with it after that.
Okay. Number 2. What's the most important lesson you try to teach your athletes on or off the field?
Man, life lessons. I don't even think it's one important lesson, but respect is key. Always be coachable. Always be teachable. You know what I mean? Always have integrity. Like I say, football is a tool. This game is put here for you to learn how to communicate with your brothers, learn how to be taught by men. You know what I'm saying? If a coach is yelling at you, he's talking to you because he cares about you in the first place. And, don't be emotional when you receive hard coaching, because in life, you're going to deal with superiors unless you figure out how to live life on your own, which is, not a popular a highly successful way. You know, a lot of people don't get to be their own boss. You know what I mean? So just always remain coachable, be teachable. You know, have honor and integrity. That'll get you through life.
Okay. How would you describe football to somebody who has never played before or has never watched?
Oh, that's a good one. How would I describe football without? I'm talking to somebody that's not going to play, and I'm just telling them this is how the game goes. Or
well, they're thinking about playing, but they haven't, gone through the whole process yet.
oh well, we gonna walk you through it. All you got to do is do your job. We're gonna show you how to do what you need to do. You're gonna love this sport. You're not gonna get hurt. These pads are your protection, and as long as you listen and go at 100 miles an hour, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna go forward.
Okay. What challenges do coaches face that most people don't notice?
Challenges. The community. We are every day. We are in a battle. Well, coaching where I coach. I'm not gonna say this is the universal thing. Coaching in East Oakland, West Oakland, Berkeley, Richmond, we are in a constant battle against the streets. We are in a constant battle against what society deems is okay. Whether it's, the entertainment world having an effect on these kids, like I say, just the streets and what's seemingly cool. Idle time is the devil's playground. So keeping kids busy, keeping kids engaged in sports constantly, we are in a battle against what's cool, and we try to remain being cool, but that's to me that's our biggest struggle.
Okay. All right, now that's the last one. I want you to think real hard about it. How would you describe your coaching and fatherhood journey with one word?
With one word.
One word.
Prayer. A lot of prayer. Gotta pray. I don't always feel like I'm coaching right. I don't always feel like I'm parenting right. I do my best, leave the opinions to everybody else. But I gotta pray. I gotta pray a lot. I gotta pray to keep my sanity, keep my head on straight. Because if I'm not right, I can't be right for nobody else.
That was incredible. I don't always coach right, and I may not be able to always give the best advice, but I know how to pray.
Oh yeah,
that's big time right there. Seth,
that's all we got.
And you talked about watching the athletes and seeing them grow. Let me thump on a nerve. What about the kids who didn't make it? For every kid that makes it, I would say there's 2 to 3 kids that are either 1 in jail, 2 just not living a good, productive life, or 3 we had to attend a funeral. People don't want to talk about the mental coach. We're coaches, but people don't want to talk about the mental aspect of that. Between seasons, we could have a kid who became an all-league player in youth football, and we can be burying him by March.
Damn, boy. This is emotional. This is a very, 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 very emotional topic, because when I listen to all of the heroic stories about all of these kids that dominated Oakland, went to Florida, they've been dominating up and down. Mostly every story, I won't even say every, but a lot of the stories have ended with the player going to high school and straight to the streets. And I often ask, how can we change this? Because we haven't fixed this yet. You know what I mean? Like, we have not fixed this because we are not in these houses of the kids that we coach.
Right.
Steph is blessed to have Dion. And we know you ain't did it by yourself. We know you got a lovely wife. You got sisters, the whole village. We know. But Seth is blessed to have Dion. X, Y, and Z kid don't have that in their house. I got a kid right now that I get calls from right now. Ain't played football in 2 years. I won't even say too much of his personal business, but it's gut-wrenching and heartbreaking because one of the kids is probably the most talented kid I've ever been around since I've been coaching, who, if you look by the measurements, just the black and white, okay, he projected to be 6'5", probably 240, probably going to run this in the 40, just a natural beast. And even all of the kids that encounter him feels like he's the beast of all beasts. But the streets is a bigger beast. We battle against the families and fight for the kids that don't belong to us.
Let me, I gotta have you open this up, Coach. And I'm trying not to get emotional.
What?
I'm trying not to, because I know I remember I told you the chiastic, there's some stuff in the middle that you and I are kind of in the middle right now because we kind of share some guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Tell me, I want to hear from you. What is it like to watch this kid who on the eye test, you've been watching him since he first knew how to put the doggone straps on his shoulder pads properly and actually have the shoulder pads tied up so he wouldn't get his chest caved in.
Right.
You were there to teach him how to tie his shoes. When you told him to tie his shoes, he said his shoes were tied, but they weren't laced up. You taught him how to tie his shoes.
Yeah.
They were tied, but they weren't tied tight. You were there, right? You're the one who shared with him that if he didn't tie his shoes tight, he would probably get an ankle injury and wouldn't be able to walk and couldn't play the rest of the game nor next week. You was there.
Right.
You were there when he got a number, and the number he got was just a garbage number, and he didn't even know he had a garbage number. He
didn't even know it.
Right. To have a number.
Yeah.
You were there when he got to pick the number he actually wanted, and now he's rocking the number he's always wanted. You were there when he went from an NPR player who, you had to get this amount of plays or your team was going to forfeit. Now he's starting and he's comfortable. You were there.
Thanks.
When he couldn't keep his helmet on in the first 3 days of the acclimation process because he felt like he was getting a headache.
Yep, ear pass.
He was there when his mama wanted to come onto the field and say something to him specifically, and you was like, Mom, hold on, you can't do. You was there.
Thanks.
Fast forward. That same kid who passed the eye test, to whom you grew up in the sport, is now in them streets.
Neck deep.
Watch this. He ain't lose none of his athleticism. He's just using it in the streets. He ain't lost none of his toughness. He's just using it in the streets. How do you handle, once they've graduated from the doors of youth football, now they're in high school, now you see them later having no idea, and then you see them in the streets, or worse, I've had this, I know you've had this too. You get that dreadful text message or email, hey, remember so-and-so? Yeah, I remember him. Man, he got shot on 98th and whatever. He got shot on International Boulevard and whatever. What how did he get shot? Oh, man, he was with some guys and they went and tried to rob. Now you're hearing stuff like, what? He's a what? How does that impact your coaching?
It impacts it a great deal. I mean, I got to meet these young men where they at, no matter where they at. Because if I'm going to come support you in high school, I'm going to come support you wherever you at. And if you're in a homeless encampment, that's how I got to meet you. I'm gonna look at we talk. If I coached you, if I've been around you and we talk, my message is the same to all of them. I love you. I believe in you. I believe you can turn this around. I believe you're still young. The Lord is still giving you life in your lungs. You're waking up above ground. You need to respect your mama, your whoever it is, your grandmama, your dad. Like, you can turn this around. Like, but this is unacceptable. Am I in no way okay with you living this lifestyle? Yes, you had all of this potential. Yes, you didn't believe in us. Yes, the cards were stacked against you. My story is a cold one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sitting up here coming from a place of, oh, I had it all good and you can be okay. Like, no, I had it all bad, but I'm still here and I'm good and you're going to be good, but you got to turn this around. You got to want it. You got to want to turn it around.
So allow me to thump on you right around here. You talked about telling the kid, you got to respect your mom. You got to respect your dad. You and I both know there are some moms and there are some dads. You can't say that to that child.
Yeah.
It would be irresponsible.
Yeah.
For us to say that.
Yeah.
How do you coach a child? Do that.
I mean, at the end of the day, he gonna get old enough to see what he need to see. But in the process of that, you're still responsible for your actions, regardless to what, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. So no matter the hand you're dealt with your parents, if your parents ain't the best, if they ain't cool, guess what? Those were the cards you were dealt, young man. That is life. Life ain't always fair. It ain't peaches and cream. But, like I say, one kid in particular, I tell him all the time, from early as I can remember until I just bumped into him 2 Fridays ago. Bro, you have the ability to change your whole entire family's life. Easy. And we ain't gonna just talk football, because right now that's in the back. That's that's past us. Right now it's just about survival in life. Because at the rate you going, I'm gonna get that call. And that call, even when I see you going down spiraling, that call is gonna probably break me, because my love for you is so deep. You know what I'm saying? You've been coaching a kid. I don't care if you didn't coach him every single year. I'm not the kid. I'm not the coach that's following kids around. I need to coach you 6U, 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U. If I coached you, you my boy. Point blank period. Like, how many years did I coach you, Seth? Like, actually coach you? Probably 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I've been around you. I've seen your growth. From the powerlifting, track and field. You're the kid that got on you got on a youth football field, hand in a cast. That takes heart. I knew what you was gonna do now then. Say, hold on, boy, want to play linebacker with one arm? They don't make them. They don't make them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't something your dad said. Boy, you better get out there with the toxic masculinity. No. Steph is saying, I got to get on this field only to get to high school, match your arm up again, and still play.
First game.
Boy's a dog.
Play.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those things you kind of could see early on. And like when I talk about the other kid, like, he was a beast from, I know, you say kids at times, you knew that this kid will run through a brick wall then and will run through a brick wall now.
Yep.
But the elements that we was up against as coaches is insurmountable. I'm only around your kid for 2 hours at best. Your kid is around you 24/7. If you coaching him against me, I lose. Wow.
That's huge. If you hold on. Y'all hear that, America?
Yeesh.
Coach Mars said, I only got him a little bit of time. In the time I got him, You still supervising the situation. How am I going to have an impact on his life 2 hours? He's with you 24/7. And you talking negative about me. How does that work? How does the help partnership that a coach brings to the table, how does it solidify absolute positive change for your son if afterwards your opinions, not rooted in the knowledge of the sport, are cutting me down as his coach? We have to partner. We got to work together on this thing. And here's what's crazy. Oftentimes a coach doesn't know that the parent isn't partnering. We just started to realize the kid ain't listening as much.
Mhm.
The kid listening as much because the kid knows that he ain't got to listen to you because mama and daddy ain't fooling with you. Ooh, that's wild. That's another harsh reality, because in football, youth football in particular, where it starts, that village has got to be sound.
Village has got to be sound.
You can't have any holes in that village if that kid is going to make it to their ultimate destination. And some of these kids are going to be making 6 figures, not in football, but because of all the lessons they were taught along the way playing the sport.
Exactly. And we all a part of the village going forward. For those who want to be, I know a lot of coaches after youth football won't deal with kids, or when the season is over, won't deal with kids. Like these kids call my phone, blow my phone up all the time. You know, even the ones that's going through it.
I kind of get it. I don't agree with it, but I kind of get it. It takes a lot. And you understand the mental, not every coach coaching youth football has got to be mentally strong, but there are levels to mental strength.
Yes.
There's a pain threshold to that mental toughness. Some kids you got to let go because them and you is killing you. It's mentally draining you. And some kids you got to let go. I think you've done a great job, Marv, being healthy and balanced.
I get told I need to let go.
Well, I think because all of us go. And here's the thing: you're never gonna let go.
No, not never.
All you're gonna do is loosen your strain on the rope.
Yeah.
You're never gonna let go. You're gonna always have your hand on that rope. You just ain't gonna hold it as tight.
Yeah. I ain't gonna drag myself down for sure. But man, I love these dudes, man. I love these kids so much, and it's in a healthy way. Like it ain't I'm not get all in your business type. But if your kid is messing up in school, struggling, going through just puberty, a lot of these kids is going through puberty. But what I learned too, in some cases, dealing with this youth football, a dad don't want their son to look at another man in a light that would challenge the way that they're looked at. And that could be tricky because if you comfortable in who you are, like my son, I don't coach my son. If my son is on your team, you're responsible for him. We're talking a car on the way home. We're talking on the way to practice. But if you're coaching my son, you got him. That's your athlete.
You might be his coach, but I'm the one that trains him.
Period. But we got all of we.
You have to do that because your kid has to have another voice.
Yeah, for sure.
He can't be trained.
He can't only think it's me.
About the sport is outside of you. That's unhealthy for your son. Speaking of, shout out to Mount. Dame 100 says he definitely held it down in his first high school season. Keep working.
Yes.
Tell me about my young man, Mal.
Man. Son. Is that American High? Malachi is that American High, American Canyon High, and in American Canyon. He played JV his first year.
He's a freshman.
No, he's a sophomore now. He was homeschooled his first year because he tried to get into American Canyon, and at the last minute we couldn't get in due to space. So he was schooled from home from the last few years. So he got in at his first year of in-person school, high school, as a sophomore. He played JV, and it was a funny story because most of his youth football career he was unproductive. He played since he was from like 6 to 14, no major highlights. And DT would always tell me that, man, sometimes a light switch comes on at different times. Some get it early, some get it late. He would always tell me this. So I wasn't really riding my son, after no season. I want to say his last season, his last youth football season, he got recognized. A referee came up to me and asked me, is that your son? And he was playing center. And I'm like, yeah, I don't even know how he knew this, but he was like, is that your son? And I'm like, yeah. He said, and I've been reffing this game for 25 years. And he just plays the game right. Like, I'm out here. He's a leader. He's not running his mouth. And I'm like, I never got a compliment like that, especially from a complete stranger. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Okay. So then fast forward, we get to high school. I think they played Will C. Wood was the first team that they played this year. And I'm just there. I've been watching my son play his whole life. So I'm not really there expecting anything crazy. First game of the season, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks. He's never done that in his life. I'm blown away because I'm sitting up here watching this kid play football in a way that I've never seen. And I'm kind of like, really, if I could be candid, I'm like, hell no. Like, what? Who is this kid right here, right? So I talked to him after the game, and I said, what was you thinking going into this game that made you play like this? He said he brought up a 10U game against the San Francisco Bombers. If y'all are familiar with the kid, Adanye, I cannot remember his last name at the moment. Forgive me, Adanye, if you see this. He's the starting running back for Reardon right now. Complete beast, number 32. My son was playing against him against the Bombers and had him in the backfield and let him go, and he scored a touchdown. He referenced that game in 10U against the Bombers as to why he played in high school against Will C. Wood the way he did, because he made a missed tackle on the backfield, and that would always play in his mind. So he wanted to be sure to wrap up and finish the plays. And I was blown away. I said, damn, you thinking about a 10U game? And on a mistake you made that was on a highlight tape, the Bombers put it on the internet. So you know what I mean? That was dope. I mean, from there on, great season, bunch of plays, light switch on DT. That's what he told me it was going to happen eventually. So
what I say to some of my athletes. Jesus spoke of this when he took his disciples up to the Garden of Gethsemane. And he said, can't y'all at least stay awake for an hour with me? I'm just going to pray.
Right.
Now, what Jesus had to pray for an hour for, I don't know, but he was praying, comes back, and they sleep. Finally, Jesus says of his disciples, he says, their spirit is willing, but their flesh is weak.
Right.
Meaning, it's not that they're going to sleep because they disrespect my request.
Right.
They're trying to honor my request, but their body just won't allow them yet.
Right.
Which makes me tell athletes this, or I tell coaches, I said, when this kid's body catches up with his mind of what he can do, he's going to do something else.
Oh, yeah.
And every coach has to know the difference in a kid physically may not be able to do it. That's not the end all. The question is, does he believe he can? He just physically can't do it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because if his mind is right, his body eventually has to give in, and he's going to make those plays. But right now, his spirit is willing.
Right.
He wants to make the tackle in the backfield.
Right.
He wants to break the tackle and go 60 yards. But physically, he's just not. His flesh is weak.
Right.
But as he gets stronger, right, he'll be able to do those very things. And then you have the makings of greatness. And as coaches, we have to be patient for that. Because for some kids it happens earlier, and for some kids it happens later. But as long as their mind wants it,
right,
it's going. Look, kids ain't playing football for funsies. Football is sport. You can get
living
yourself
testimony. Living
and
testimony.
we live in the day and time, you know, and with Huddle and with highlights and with Snapchat and Instagram and you can look, social media is written in ink, not pencil.
Right.
And if you get highlighted on in football, it can be there when
Forever.
you
Living testimony, man. Like I said, it's truly a blessing, man. This man, coach, texted me and said he's one of the best linemen in a program. He did get bumped up to VAR for the playoffs, and I'm sure he'll be on varsity going forward. But we got work to do. You know what I mean? I might even have to bring him and Coach Dion, man. You know, like I say, man, you know, you a big, huge inspiration on me as a coach, father. You know what I'm saying? Just, man, some of the stuff that y'all done did together, you and Seth, you know what I mean? He just signed up for the wrestling program, just trying to, I'm going to make him do track. Just, you know, idle time is a double play.
They got a wrestling program?
They got wrestling. He's on the wrestling
then he's
team.
going to go to track after that?
Then he's going to go to track after that.
Oh, man, he let me tell you.
He good.
The second season in high school is so much far advanced than their first. Whatever he did his first season,
right.
Good. But now he knows what that's like.
Oh, yeah.
The second season is going to be crazy.
Right.
And wrestling is going to help because he's on the line. And track's going to help. And tell him this. Tell him this from me, please. Matter of fact, I'll just do this. You can show it to him later. Hey, man. Hey, little bro. Run track. I do not care what place you take. I don't care. I want you to be in there with the sprinters. Throw stuff. Go throw the shot and go throw the discus just to learn that. That's going to help you with a lot of strength stuff and calibrations of your arm and give you individual arm strength. Do that. But don't just throw. Get in there with them sprinters. I do not care if you come in last place. This is what I want you to understand. Track and field, Lil Ma. This is what I want you to understand. Beat yourself every week. Whatever you run in 100 this week, I want you to train the following week to run faster than that time. When you run track and field this year, whatever lane you're in, that's the only lane you running against. Can you run the 100 faster than you ran the 100 last week?
Yep. And
then at least get up to the 200. I won't push you as a lineman to be running the 4. However, if you run the 4, I'm coming to see it. That's guaranteed. If I'm in town, you say, Coach, I'm entered in the 400. I'm coming to see it. Believe that. But 100 and 200, I don't care if you in the slowest heat. I don't care how many other athletes are in the heat. Don't care. Are you running it faster than you did last week? And when you get your athletic.net profile, which is what your school is going to have for you, which is a third-party program that's going to chronicle every track meet you go to and every time you post. It's going to all be electronic. I want to know your athletic.net profile. I'm going to personally follow it. I want to chart you getting better every week. And I'll tell you this, if you will trust me in this moment, there is no Division I college looking for a lineman that don't run track.
That's right.
They don't throw stuff.
Crazy.
They're not looking for you. And I tell you what, there ain't too many D2s or D3s. If you can put in your recruiting doc that you got a huddle highlight and an athletic.net profile, you have just increased your recruiting by over half and over everybody who doesn't. If there's a kid in your community and they're looking at you over here at American, he said American Canyon, right?
American Canyon.
They're looking at you at American Canyon and they're looking at this kid in West Virginia and you got Huddle and athletic.net and all he has is Huddle. They go on with you. You don't put in more work. And they can verify it because they can go in and check your huddle highlight. They click your athletic.net and they see that you have every week or every other week, you get faster and faster and faster in the 100 and you run into 200. And they know good and doggone well that center, you ain't going to ever run 200 yards on a single play. But you in there running to 200 and you getting fat. You started out maybe at a 33. By the time you ended your senior year, you was at a 27. Now that's slow compared to sprinters, but not for a lineman.
Right.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna need my lineman to run like that. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. We talked about the game day visit at Stanford. That was cool. Peach State Gridiron Classic. That's what's up next for you, Seth.
Peach State Gridiron Classic. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go for a two-peat. One last year on the same team, Team Dream. You know,
come on now.
We got some boys. I got drafted first safety. So glad, so proud. Got to do great things again. Last year, I got a couple solo tackles, a couple gang tackles, no interceptions, but I'm gonna try to get one. Hopefully, I can take it to the crib.
Nice.
You got a punt return touchdown last year.
I know I did, but I need a pick six. I need something for
I got the punt, that's cool, but I want a pick six. In an all-star, a pick six in an all-star game would be big.
Yeah, that is. That's big.
That would be big. Any JV player shout outs? Yesterday at the Stanford game, I had probably about 5 JV athletes at that game. I didn't know they were going to be there. I said, oh, man, if I got this many JV athletes coming to college football games, they're seeing football at a whole different level. They're going to be even better. Again, and all of these kids, Coach Marv, are kids.
Right.
Their body just hasn't caught up with their minds.
Right.
They're at a college football game, Coach. They ain't playing video games. They're not out at the movies with friends.
Yeah.
Like, look, Stanford is playing Cal in the big game, and I want to go.
Yeah. Now, parking was terrible, but, you know.
Oh, parking was ridiculous. I had to park my Mercedes in a grass field. Bro, you don't park no Mercedes in a grass field.
$40 to park in grass.
$40.
And mud, wet potholes.
Oh, yeah.
As a recruiter, they paying for everything else. So the $40 didn't matter compared to the entire package of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of didn't complain about the $40 parking.
Tickets were like $200.
Oh, well, that's $200 in the very top. Not where you were sitting. Those tickets are like, if you were, you couldn't buy those tickets.
No.
But if you was around the bowl part, if you were on the 50-yard line, those tickets are like probably north of $1,500.
Yeah.
Those tickets are expensive.
Whew.
All right. Coach, it's been a pleasure having you on the broadcast, brother.
Absolutely.
You have any shout outs you want to make?
Yeah, man, I actually do. And I'm freestyling. So if I don't mention anybody, charge it to my mind, not my heart. You know, I love y'all. Shout out to the whole Castlemont staff. I can't name everybody, but Coach Ed, Coach Lee, y'all my boys. I love what y'all doing. I love what y'all doing for the community. I love what y'all doing for them young men that put on that purple uniform with y'all. Shout out to Messiah Hamilton, freshman, Castlemont, just made all city. Unbelievable. You know, I couldn't be more proud of you, kid. That I haven't even posted you on the Lions page yet. Shout out to everybody that's just following their dreams as far as, you know, sports go, anything. Like, just keep on believing in yourselves. I got a little Rico up there at Castlemont. He been playing VAR since a freshman. There's too many Oakland Tech kids that was former Lions and Bears to mention, but I'm proud of all of y'all over there. Shout out to Coach DT and Coach Rome, my big bros in this football stuff. We talk so much. We talk all the time about just building better kids, building a program for these kids, and just trying to wrap our arms around the whole community. So that's why I had to definitely mention Ed first, because Ed, everybody knows Ed is a Castlemont coach, but Ed does so much for the struggling kids in this community. And everybody's not struggling, don't get me wrong, but he definitely invades all his personal time to help these kids, and that's huge. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all too. Seth, ever since you've been powerlifting, I don't know how many things you compete in track. Too many to mention. But when I watch your highlights as this was coming on, you look like the track star kid in the football uniform, hurdling people, running up the sideline with that upright running style you got.
Woo!
It's amazing to see. This is the only beginning of your journey. You know, I do want to ask you. I know this is the shout outs. I did want to ask you really quick. Being a senior, no postseason, being a leader, what is that? What was that ending like? And did you have anything for the guys that are still going to be there, continuing their journey? The you know what I mean? Jerron, Jack, the rest of your teammates that you would know, but you the big homie going to the next stage.
Yeah.
I'll get back to my shout outs. I did want to ask you that though.
Man. You know, it's been a blessing. It's sad, you know, when at the end of the Tennessee game, you know, we still had hope that we would make it to the playoffs. You know, we had that thought on our mind. So it didn't really hit me as much.
Right.
So I had to do my show, my next podcast that week, and I found out we didn't make it. I was heartbroken, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was I felt like if I knew that was my last game, I felt like I would have tried to do a lot more. Now I left everything I had on the field.
Right.
But I felt like there could have been maybe a little bit more, you know, I could have contributed to. There's that, and then, you know, to my younger guys, just keep balling, man. You guys
say it.
You guys got everything. You guys pretty much got everything. You guys got to make sure you guys get your looks out. You guys have to put yourself out. Don't believe what other people say. If you're good, they'll come find you, because in reality, you have to put yourself out there. They're not just gonna look.
That's game. Give them some game.
You gotta put yourself out there. Then they'll look. They're not just gonna mistakenly find you. You know, you gotta put yourself out there. Make a name for yourself. Do what you can. Do what you gotta do.
Nice.
That's interesting you say that, because, you know, here's a part that people don't know. I'll ask this question because I know the backstories. For every one offer where a college said, we want you here, how many coaches did you have to send information to just to get one?
Like 3 or 4.
Wow.
Head coach, defensive coordinator, both position coaches.
That's talking about the one school, but I'm talking about how many schools have you, when you think about the total amount of schools you have sent your information to, what would you think what do you believe is the total amount of schools you have connected with?
I don't even know. It's a big number. I would say actually connected with, like they've talked back.
Ballpark. No, that you reached to.
You can't control that.
Oh,
you
reach
can't
to?
control them talking to you.
Yeah, that you reached to.
You have sent messages to them since freshman year to now, because I know the number.
I would say easily, maybe just topping over maybe 100. It's been so much.
300.
Sheesh. Ooh.
300 for 4.
300 for 4.
I would have never known that. And a lot of people that's watching this would have never known that. This is I'm coming behind you. I have a sophomore son. I have a lot of youth football kids I'm still coaching. This is paving the way with information, because we don't know what this looks like. I mean, people ask me how I get on my job, and I applied 53 times, but you don't know until you know. You know what I mean? So
we have sent information on Seth over 300 schools.
Wow.
We have only received a like or a this is good, or we got your information from about 50.
Eye emojis. Let them know that they're watching.
Wow.
4 offers.
50.
Wow.
300 schools contacted, over 300. And we're talking about D1, D2, D3.
Everybody.
NAIA, 300 total schools, college, right? Only 50 have responded to let us know that they even saw it.
Wow.
And 4 so far have said, we want you here. Matter of fact, again, we don't name schools that have not sent official paperwork, but by tomorrow, sometime this week before Thanksgiving, we will know about a school in California.
And this HBCU is included?
Yeah, this includes the HBCUs.
Insane.
Now, you and I both know
Insane.
HBCU Seth is going there. He's a day one starter.
Period. On any this, I don't understand. I don't understand how that works. I don't get it.
Well, I'll tell you what one HBCU GM told me.
Yeah.
He said the 2 things you need to know. One, if they get a kid from out of state, they got to make sure that kid ain't gonna get homesick and leave the program. Because that means there's a kid in state they're leaving off their roster to bring a kid out of state to the school. And sometimes that rubs the high school coaches the wrong way. It's no different than how we feel about Cal. Cal got all of this talent in Northern California alone. Why are they going getting kids out of Texas, West Virginia, Florida, Hawaii? Come on, man.
We didn't talk on that, and maybe that's for another episode. But I think California as a whole is losing out on that.
Oh, yeah.
Our kids are going that way, and then they get kids from that way coming. It's kind of weird. I don't understand how we don't.
Because we don't have Division II football. So if you want to play higher than Division II, if you want to play Division II or higher, chances are you got to leave California to play football.
Yep.
But here's the second thing. I just learned this from Norfolk State. Michael Vick just commissioned one of his coaches to find athletes to bring to Norfolk State. The best athletes, regardless of wherever they are. Guess what he placed me with? Reason why some kids aren't going to the HBCU programs. Because in a college, there are in-state fees, and then there are out-of-state fees.
I heard about that.
When they bring a kid from out of state,
yes,
out-of-state kids still cost the football program out-of-state fees.
Yes,
so
that's
price break. And I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
If the kid's coming in and he's providing you athletics, which means you're gonna make money on him being there, get rid of the whole, don't charge the football program.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Make it difficult. But
that does increase the difficulty for sure.
Yeah, because if let's say Norfolk State wanted to pick up Seth or Delaware State, right? For one Seth, that's 2 local guys.
Oof.
So you see how the math
be math? That. I mean, right there, it's like, Seth, you got to almost be tailor-made in order for me to even take you, because what is going to cost the program. But Seth, you are a great asset, a great kid, a coachable athlete with a bright future. So if I'm at HBCU, I'm pulling the trigger. I'd rather have one great Seth than 2 mediocre Tims.
Let me say something real quick. Another thing that we learned from the HBCU coach, he said something about, why would we recruit you if the schools in your area don't even want to recruit you?
Yeah, but see that goes back to the conversation. Our area don't recruit our area. That's not a shot at Seth. That's a shot at the institution. If your name Tim, my bad. I don't know that. Tim was just a name.
Why Tim though?
Yeah,
300 and he is Frederick Lee. This is worth bringing up. He says 300 and he's good. Imagine if the kid isn't as good as Seth. Sheesh. And that brings me to this. I had to tell athletes just last week. I helped several athletes get their huddle highlight tapes together, and they wanted to send it to Sac State, UCLA. I said, I'm not sending it to no D1 school. I'll help you put the tape together, but if you want me to represent you, I'm not putting what I have built so far. I'm not putting all the recruiting coordination that I built so far, and I'm the head coach of Team Dream in the National P-State Classic. right? I'm not putting all I know and all I built on the line to send you to a coach who's gonna look at it because I sent it, and then he's gonna be looking at me like, Dion, come on, man. You can't send me no 5'6" DB. Because I can't.
No, not at all.
I can't send North Dakota State a 5'6" DB. Hell,
they treat North Dakota State like a D1.
DVC is a local JC. I'm going to send a 5'6" DB to DVC when he's got to go up against Jerion Dickey.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
So for me, when I'm working with kids, I will work with you and help your recruiting, get you at the right clinics, football clinics. But what I'm not going to do is support wasting time.
Right.
And I think a lot of parents, they'll pay big money. They won't pay the fee to be a Bay Area Lion. They'll get the scholarship and then spend that money, double that money, to take their kid in the 8th grade to a UCLA clinic. Ma'am, sir.
No preparation at all.
Please don't do that.
Coach, man, you almost struck a nerve right there, man. I just think, hey, we didn't scholarship the kid and went and watched them go pay $800 with the San Ramon T-Birds as though, and this is no disrespect to the San Ramon T-Birds or any other youth football program, but the mind state of a parent is, if I don't pay for this here, then I go pay for this there. This is going to get him the looks to go to UCLA. And no, so your kid has to go play high school football. High school football coaches do not recruit youth football games. You have to go to the school and earn your keep.
Now,
Let's
I
be real.
will share this. This is a part of the transfer portal has changed a lot of recruiting. So I will say this. What the high school coaches have got to do a better job in working with the youth football coaches is those 8th grade teams, those 7th and 8th grade teams. We got to get those kids more exposure. Meaning we need, if we're recruiting a kid, and I know recruiting is a bad word, but it is what it is. I'm not going to slice the word up.
Right.
If I'm recruiting a kid, if I know a kid's in the 7th grade, right?
Right.
And I'm looking at recruiting him, I need to invest in getting him huddled.
Yes.
Highlighted. Now, here's the problem with that. I do all the work and I get him processed and I'm getting him exposure, right? And then De La Salle comes along and takes him.
Oh.
Now, the cool thing about it is, I believe, and I've argued this with Coach Ed, I've argued this with Greg Morris, I believe private school football is about to die. And public schools are going to reap more of these athletes. Why do you say that, Dion? Because the private school has the ability to tell a parent, if you come to our school, our education will get him into a D1 school. That will still be true. You come to our school, and our education will get you accepted to all of the Division I schools in the country. But the football team ain't taking you. Oh, you're going to get into Alabama, but you're not going to be playing for the Crimson Tide.
Not at all.
So here's the thing. That kid is still going to have to go to a JUCO. Or he's going to have to go D3 if he can get some offers. Right? Why would I spend money at any level for a high school when that money no longer out of 4 years, and then all the other taxation that they don't talk about, the bait and switch stuff, after 4 years, my kid is still sitting next to a kid in a classroom at a JUCO who went to Castlemont or went to Mac, and on the football field, the kid from Mac is starting over my private school son. See how it don't make sense? And so what's going to happen is a lot of these high-level athletes, if their parents are paying attention, they're just going to find the best public school possible to send their kids. If I'm a parent, I'm working with a bunch of other parents that have good performing kids, and I'm trying to get them all to the same high school where the coaches at that public school high school understand the process of recruiting that can help get them out.
Right.
And getting out means NAIA, Division III, Division II, FCS, FBS. Don't matter. Getting them out.
Get you to whoever wants you.
Whoever is willing to pay for the education and let you play.
Yes. Yes.
All right, let's finish our shout outs. Seth.
Hey, you know, Uncle Marv, it's been a pleasure having you on. You know,
Yes, sir.
Guess first, always. Shout out to the people who are watching and commenting. Thank you guys. Love y'all. And hey, we got one more. I got one more guaranteed game left. Peach State Gridiron Classic. You know, let's go Team Dream.
Yes, sir.
Coach Marv, anything else?
No, that's it. Like I said, I think I shouted out Messiah Hamilton, Jamion Bradley, Lil Robbie at Berkeley. It's his senior year, man. Man, blessings to your future, young man. Love you. We got so many kids still competing, still playing. Shout out to the Bay Area Lions, our team moms, Coach AJ. We all.
The dance he's doing over there at Berkeley.
Yes. Beautiful things. Beautiful things.
She's turning Berkeley into an HBCU.
Right. Shout out to her for sure. You know what I mean?
You know what we got to do?
What's that?
We and I go work together on this. We're going to do within the next 2 weeks, we're going to do a father-son football podcast with as many of the athletes.
Oh, yeah. Dope.
Have them all on.
Count me in for sure. For sure.
Moderate it.
Yeah, I recruit all of the kids, man. See, they give updates.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They all doing so great. Seeing them in. What if all these dudes? Now it's hypothetical. What if all these dudes played together? The kids that we got out there that's excelling right now, like Seth, you just finished, but if you really had Jamion with you,
Aaron,
really had all of these guys, like
Luke, you got Jack.
We going to state.
It's ugly.
You know what I mean? Game.
I tell you what's dope for me when we played San Leandro, right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking across the field and Jamion spots me.
Right.
And he come run over straight to me, give me a big old hug, coach. Man, that's what I live for, man.
Yeah.
Seeing kids like that, man. I got pictures. I just saw pictures of Jerron when he ain't had no hair.
Yeah.
When he was just a chubby little dude, you know.
I got a picture of a play where Malachi is blocking for Jerron.
That's crazy. That's what's up.
Crazy,
all right, America. It has been an exciting adventure in football conversation today. I told y'all at the beginning of the show, I don't know how we was gonna pack like 4 hours of stuff into an hour and a half.
Right.
We went 2 hours easy today.
Easy.
Coach Marv, man, I love you, brother.
And I love you, brother.
You got anything I got access to, you got. I'll rock with you. I believe that Coach Rome, Coach DT, I got to get them two dudes on. Coach Rome's my guy.
Man, Coach Rome, man.
High school level. I would hire him again.
Yeah.
So something to think about. We'll talk offline, brother. There's some things coming down the pipe I'm gonna need your thoughts on. All right, y'all. Blessings.
Blessings. The father-son way.
Yes, sir.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, man.